What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am the marketing nomad and my name is Prit. I am the author of 0 to 4 Figures. I'm also a digital entrepreneur and a business owner. Wow, it is hot. A few of the roles that I do take on: I'm a YouTuber, I'm a podcaster, I'm an Etsy shop owner, and I'm a Skillshare teacher as well. All of the links are in the description box below if you would like to check it out. Today I'm actually here at a book fair. It's by 99bookscart.com and they're basically hosting a read for free event from November 1st to November 25th. I'm here on November 25th, right at the last day. But I'm super excited. I actually went in and checked it out before coming here to start shooting my video. I personally love it. It's a huge space with tons of books, and of course I'm going to show you in just a little bit. It's really sunny, guys. It's really sunny right now, so I'm excited to go back in because it's a little bit cooler inside. And so I personally thought that the book fair concept was really interesting. Basically, you get a box, and as many books as you can fit in that box, you take it home. Of course, you have to pay for the box. I thought that was a really interesting idea, and I can't believe I'm here on the last day. It's been a pretty hectic schedule on my end for the last couple of days, and plus I was out of town too. So finally, I'm here. So I actually met 2 authors inside, and I'm also going to be interviewing them. It's going to be interesting on my end to see and understand their writing process. I'm a non-fiction author, they're a fiction author, so I'm pretty sure even though there might be some similarities in the writing process, it's gonna be a few things that actually shift. And plus, with fiction writing, I'm assuming it's a ton of creative energy that we're putting into that. So yeah, come on guys, let's actually go and check it out. Okay, so right now there are 2 offers available, okay? So I'm just going to show you what it is. There's one that's right behind me. Okay, hold on, let me actually give you a different angle. So you can basically pick any book. There's a small box, there's a medium box, there's a large box. You can choose your box, fill it with any book, close the box, and then you make the payment. This is one option. Then this is the second option, where it's a surprise box. You get 15 books for $9.99. And you actually don't have a choice in this. They just pack it for you, and that's basically it. So that's the surprise box option. So this is what the small box looks like. Let me show you inside as well. Oops, it's not coming out. Yep. So this is what the small box looks like. This is $11.99. Then we have, let me just put it back. Then we have over here, this is the medium box. So let's actually take a look inside. It's actually quite big. It's actually really big. So people actually either donate the books or they give the books in exchange for, yeah, this is the comparison, guys. So people actually donate the books or they give the books in exchange for another set of books. And if you're interested to do that, definitely do reach out to 99bookscart.com. This video is not sponsored, but I just really like what they're doing and their efforts to encourage readers, so I'm just helping them out a little bit. This is the large box. It's pretty big, as you can see. It's way too big actually. Wow, probably could fit the entire Harry Potter set of figures. But yeah, those are the box sizes. This is how it compares. I think the large box is just, yep, it's definitely bigger in terms of, I'm actually trying to put it in a way that you guys can see. Yep, so that's the difference in the sizes. So there's a small, medium, and you have large. Let me just put the boxes back to where I found them. I actually think it's a pretty good deal for the price that's in. I mean, you could probably fit a lot of books. I'm just putting it back over here, and yeah. So I'm not sure which box I'm gonna go with, but I'll take my time and think about it, okay? gosh, I remember these books. We used to have them in the library. My parents used to take me to the library every single Sunday. I'm not kidding. There was a library at the White Sands Mall in Singapore, and we used to go there every single Sunday. So I'm here today with author Debahuti Borah.
Hello.
Okay, so Debahuti, tell us a little bit about what your book is about.
This is a journey of 25 days set in 25 poems. It is best read chronologically, and it challenges the notion of a happily ever after, in the sense that a perfect romance can exist other than the notion that we have in our head, or the society that tells us that this is the perfect romance. But that may not be. It depends on the individual, right?
Absolutely.
So this is also an individualistic view, but also a subjective view. It's a mix of both. And yeah, it's called Afterglow of a Silver Dream.
Oh wow, I'm gonna put the link in the description box below, guys. I've got a few questions to ask Debahuti. Let's talk a little bit about it. So what was your writing process like? Because I know that it's fundamentally different for non-fiction and fiction, and yours is fiction.
It is fiction.
So how did you start with the idea? How was your creative process like? Was it crazy? Was it absolutely
I will tell you one thing, it was a crazy time.
I'm telling you, I think this is one thing that's common with all authors. It's absolutely a crazy process to write. But talk to us about it. Talk to us about it.
So I have been writing since a very young age. Like, I was in class 1, 2, 3. My mom inspired me with her Assamese poetry. She's an Assamese honors student. And I took to writing poetry and reading a lot of books, and then I decided if I wanted to be with love, or my first, like my dream job, right, like to be a doctor, or to go with my English literature career. And I went ahead to do my bachelor's in English, and then from Hyderabad Central University I did my English literature honors. And then I was doing a job, and in the meantime I was also writing books. And then I quit my job, and I'm a full-time writer and a freelance model too. So
that's amazing, guys. Okay, so first off, I think that the story personally resonates with my story as well. I'm an engineer by degree. Do not ask me anything about it. I do not know anything about it. And then I switched completely to marketing, and I'm pursuing something else. I'm a freelance. I mean, I'm not a freelancer anymore, but I'm a marketing strategist, business owner, doing all of those things. And I'm really, really happy to see a fellow woman doing everything that she loves instead of following what the society wants us to
the
follow.
societal norms,
And I'm pretty sure that's what your book is also about,
It is.
Breaking away from that societal norms. I really feel like there's a personal connection here, because my book also talks about breaking away from the societal norms of the business world, and it's absolutely amazing that you're putting your thoughts out there and making a difference. So
we are making a difference. So
We
congratulations
are,
to you
we
too.
are.
And we shall remain doing that. We shall keep doing that. We'll continue doing that.
Absolutely. I think it's
It's
such
like a purpose in life.
Absolutely, and I think we each need that purpose in life. I really truly believe that. It's one of my strongest beliefs. And so let's talk a little bit more about you. Let's put you in the spotlight. So I know that you are very, very young. You're 28.
Yeah.
And so talk to us a little bit about, was it, so for me, I was 29 when I published my book. It was just 2 months ago, but I was 29, guys. And so when I published, I was really, really scared that I was younger than what most people perceive to have written a business book.
Right.
And it was scary for me. It was a bit daunting as a woman, as well as an Indian woman, putting my thoughts out there. There's a little bit of hesitation that comes along with that. So what were your thoughts? How did you overcome that particular barrier, or that limiting belief, I guess I would say?
The best thing I could say right now is that, like I mentioned just now, some time back, about my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to give a voice to the people who don't have the means to have a voice, or they don't have a voice. And I could be the voice through them, to help them, to help break the stigma, to create art, and through art make this world a better place to live in.
That's amazing. I think that's brilliant. And like I said, guys, I think a lot of times, and we've talked a lot about this, right? We've talked about how it's not that we are not scared when we're doing things. It's that we just do it anyway. And I really highly want you guys to follow Debahuti. I'm gonna put all of her social links in the description box below as well. Give her a follow, tell her one thing that you liked about this video. Debahuti, if there's one piece of advice that you could give my audience, what would it be?
I would say be kind. You don't know what others are going through. Be kind, be gentle to the world. They're fighting their own battles. We have our own battles. And also, if you want to write, start writing anyway. Do journaling, do anything like scribble, do write. And then it will take form. And you know, as a young author, I got the youngest author award this year. And I also have to myself, and I also have another award from this year, which is Women of Substance, that was awarded on International Women's Day this year. So as a young author, I would suggest just do it. You live only once, so make the most of it and be kind. Remember to be kind, spread love and light, and all the best, guys, and thank you.
Oh, that's
and
brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I already feel a connection between us.
I know. I feel like, I'm listening to your story and I'm just like, okay, well, she's doing exactly what I'm doing and I'm just so amazed by it. And, it's amazing. And the way that you even portray, like, this is something that I talk a lot about. You've got to have that confidence. You've got to thank yourself. You've got to be proud of your achievements. And I see that with you. That's actually the whole purpose of my book, actually. So for me, it's very, very empowering to see a fellow woman, a fellow Indian woman out there, making her mark in the world, making a difference with her writing and with something that she's so passionate about. I mean,
very
kudos to
passionate.
that. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was not. I actually shot a bit and then I wasn't recording that, so we're gonna do it again, guys. So I'm here today again with Debahuti and Auntie. This is Debahuti's mom. Auntie, what is your name?
My name is Bondana Borah.
Okay, so here we are today with Auntie, and one of the reasons why I actually wanted to include this segment is that a lot of times, for me especially, and I'm sure for Debahuti as well, emotional support is very, 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 very important on this journey. And I wanted to kind of ask Auntie's thoughts on how she supports Debahuti, what is her perception when it comes to allowing your kids to pursue their passion. So, Auntie, will you translate for us?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, absolutely. So, what was in your mind when she said she wanted to pursue her passion?
Passion, this is
Not
like
passion, like my passion.
all passion is, I know very well. So I allowed to go where we see like
Encourage
myself also. I don't give up to beg. She go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Acting.
Okay.
So basically she's trying to say that it's something that it's not about just allowing, you don't allow someone because I'm an adult, right? And you just, and exactly, you don't allow or disallow an adult, and you encourage to go ahead. And she's been my backbone, and even my dad has been, great support system, amazing support system, like so yeah.
Oh, that feels so sweet. And one more question that I do have for Auntie, and that is, so what is your advice to parents out there who, their kids want to pursue something that is other than the societal norms? What is your advice to them?
All the people I advise to go to her to support any emotionally or any situation they create. We want to support myself. All mothers support their children.
She means to say that, the parents should be supportive in whichever avenue they want to go in. And I think, like, from how much I know her, she means in the ethical ways, right?
Absolutely.
Of course. But there needs to be that support. If parents don't give support, if parents are not there as our pillars of strength, then the rest of the world I don't know about, right? So she's saying that we should be supportive emotionally, in every way that we are capable of. That's what she's saying from the parents' point of view.
Absolutely. I really highly was so proud of Auntie for coming here, supporting her daughter as her daughter, puts her book out there, and it's beautiful, guys. I think for me it reminds me of my parents and how much they've supported my journey as well, and I wouldn't be here without them. And I know that Debahuti also, we were talking off camera, and she just said the same thing as well. And so I wanted to put that emotion across, because for us, a lot of times people think that entrepreneurs such as myself, such as Debahuti, we need financial support or something like that. No, it isn't. It's a lot to do with emotional support. And I also
Yes.
do understand that sometimes, you might not have that familial bond. You might not have that emotional support from people who are related to you by blood. And for that, I do want to say that as long as you find people who are going to be supportive, who are going to be secure in your wins, who are going to be extremely steady in your lows as well, those are important people, and those are people that you need to take along with you on this journey. And
I
so
absolutely agree.
I
Yes.
really believe that. I truly believe that. So that's why I wanted to include this short segment in the video as well. This video is going to go very, very long, guys, but it's okay. We're learning something. We're feeling so much of positive energy over here, and I'm absolutely happy to be able to bring this across to you. That's one of the reasons why I'm here.
Oh, thank you so much, young girl. Sweet.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Auntie.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Do we want to let's do one like. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So I'm joined by Jayanth Dev, who is also a fellow author. He is the writer of
Escaping the Unknown.
Escaping the Unknown, his fiction book. Now, Jayanth, tell us a little bit about your process. How did you start with this idea? How did you start writing this book?
I used to write, when I was a kid, I used to write dramas and skits and all those, to usually get awards and all those. And then people started liking my stories, and then I used to write comedies and all those. And then why not, I thought, okay, I'll launch one book. And then it was sold out in just 10 days.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, let me write another book. So that's what I got this book.
Oh, that's amazing. And so so I know that I'm a non-fiction writer, and I know that with fiction there's a lot more creativity involved.
Correct.
And I was going crazy writing my non-fiction book because mine's in the form of stories, and I know that yours is a story as
Correct.
well, and you most likely would be thinking about it 24/7.
Yeah.
So how did you handle that pressure of writing and
See, one thing,
the creative process?
most of the stories I get in my dreams.
Yes,
So
same.
I make it in a more fancy version, if I can say. Then I think about the story. Basically, if you are into a character, you need to feel that character and write it. For example, for example, this story, it's about two couples who get kidnapped, and you need to feel those emotions, and of course, you have to bring that into the book. And you're talking about the emotions. It's not only suspense thriller. That's what people see.
Yes.
But then they have to experience their own, emotions, how it is. If for example, if you are kidnapped, what will you do? What's your thought process? Like you are in an unknown place. You don't know what to do. Those are the feelings which you have to get, and if you want to get that, you have to feel it inside. So that's I think that's the main
Main thing.
inspiration. So,
Oh, that's amazing. It's really nice because as I'm talking to him, I'm also remembering my own journey of writing. And as you guys know, you've been a part of that journey as well, right? It was absolutely crazy. And were you very emotional when the book was published? When your first book was published, and when
Oh yeah, the first book was an accident.
Okay, huh.
So someone said, okay, you just release a book. I was like, okay, I sold it, and I didn't even know. First day, no sales. I was like, okay, and then I told to one person. He was like, oh, very interesting. You pick it up, and then he messaged me saying, I'm actually telling it to my friend.
Oh.
And then suddenly a boom of sales
Oh, wow.
happened, and people started loving it.
Okay.
They're like, oh, this is something weird which I have read it. And I was like, yeah, I can actually write more weird stories,
Oh, that's nice. That's amazing. That's actually really, really
That's
awesome.
one of the best inspiration you can get.
Yeah.
Once the reader comes in and says, oh, this is amazing, then you will have that. That's the main, I think, confidence which I
Yeah,
got.
even I
Yeah.
feel that. Yeah, definitely. And that's amazing because I was grossly underprepared for how emotional I was going to get when the book was published. And it's nice that, there are other authors also who felt equally emotional. So that was actually very, very nice. And if there's one advice that you want to give aspiring writers or authors out there, what would you say?
One thing, if you want to dream something, just dream. I will not say dream big, any small dream is a dream. Just achieve it. That's a
I
big
think
thing. What
that's
I
awesome. I think that's so good because I think a lot of times everybody says, "Oh, you've got to dream big and you've got to."
No.
It's
Any
not
small
necessary.
dream can
Yes.
become big.
Absolutely. Wow, that
So
is
you don't have to
brilliant.
think about it. Just
That is
dream it.
brilliant
Just
stuff.
do it. That's it.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, thank you.
joining me with my audience. I'm sure we enjoyed this little segment. And where can they find your book?
They can find it on Amazon for now. So I'm actually planning to expand, but for now you can buy it at Amazon. So
I'm going to put all of the links in the description box below, guys. Don't forget to check it out. And any social media links that they can... He's a YouTuber too, guys.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So let's talk about your YouTube channel.
So it's about food and travel basically. It's called The Foodie Travels. So I used to be fat, very fat. So I used to eat a lot. And then I explored a lot of places, go to different countries and eat very local cuisines. It's not like, go to a fancy restaurant. I go to local places and eat it. And that's one of the most entertaining part of the journey. So
Fantastic. And can you tell us the name of your YouTube channel?
it's called The Foodie Travels. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. And I'm on Instagram. It's Guruji Foodie is the name. You can find it anywhere. Guruji Foodie is the title which is given.
That's
So-
actually a very good name. I was just going to say, from a marketing perspective, very, very good name. So thank you so much, Jayanth, for
Thank you.
joining us. It was absolutely amazing to have you, to understand your thought process behind your book. Tell us the book name again.
It's called Escaping the Unknown. If you want goosebumps, you can try this book.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm going to
thank
put all of the links in the description box below. Go ahead, check his YouTube channel out, check his Instagram page out, go over, go say hi to him. He's very, very friendly, as you guys can see. And then tell him one thing that you liked about this YouTube video. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to head over and we're going to check out the other books in the area. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so I'm here again with the third author, and this is Shalini Sawkar. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So Shalini, can you tell us a little bit about your book? What is the name and what is it about?
So my book is called Confessions of an IT Employee. It revolves around the lives of 4 characters who are juggling between their personal lives and their professional lives. So it's a satirical take on all the ups and downs that we face in our day-to-day lives as well as in the corporate world. It's basically a realistic comical fiction.
Oh, that's amazing. And it's based in Bangalore,
It's
right?
based in Bangalore.
I think that's super, super amazing, and I'm definitely going to buy a copy. But tell us a little bit about your writing process. What gave you the idea and how did you get started with it?
So I was an avid reader from when I was 5 years old, and I never stopped reading books. So I had written a book when I was 10 years old. It was my childhood dream to write stories, and one night when I was on a sleepover with one of my cousins, and she popped the question that, what do you want to become when you grow up in life? And I think that was a question that we were, asked often when we were children, right? And I went through my phases of I want to be an artist, a teacher, this and that. And somehow when I was 10 years old, I just suddenly felt like, no, I want to be a writer. Because I think I just then discovered that, books are written by people. And how cool would it be to, write books for a living? And I thought I want to be a writer. And it was like, because kids are so excited about their dreams, they want to achieve them right away. I wrote a novel, and I thought it was not so great after writing it. And I just hid it under a pile of clothes. I didn't show it to anyone. But after that, I wrote one more novel along with a friend of mine. And that turned out to be fairly good. And we both liked it. So we got the chance to be RJs for a day and go on a local radio station, though the book was never published. So that was like my sneak peek into the writing world, right? So that was my first experience as being an author. And after that, I was good at academics. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was good at academics, and I was kind of expected to take up either engineering or medicine. And because I was not comfortable with medicine, I took up engineering. I studied, I worked in the IT industry, and my dream started coming back to me once I started working. So I thought I should take it forward, and that's how I got into writing again.
Oh, that's brilliant. And frankly, it resonates a lot with my story as well. I'm an engineer by degree,
Right,
and then I completely switched to marketing, and then now I'm a digital entrepreneur, and I make a living basically just being a nomad, and I am truly following my passion. So it's really nice to see someone, a fellow Indian woman, following their passion. I think that there's a lot of stigma. You either have to be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer, and we've spoken so much about this, right, guys? And so it's amazing that you are really forging your own path. And so, was there any initial hesitation that you had when you started out? Like, because this is a very non-conventional route. So what were the thoughts in your head, and how did you overcome those initial hesitations?
Right. So my biggest hesitation was that I hadn't, I didn't have a degree in literature, and I had a degree in technology, and I didn't know how to bridge the gap between the two, and how to make that switch. So. But it was all, I would say my interest or my passion for writing overcame all of it, and I just went into it with blind faith. I had no idea whether I would be published, whether my book would come out, whether any publisher would, pick it up and publish it, and whether it would turn into a novel. But so I just went for it. I think it was a little foolish to do that.
Oh my God, the best decisions are always the ones that you just go in without thinking. Frankly, I think so. And I mean, look at the life that you've unlocked. I mean, you're doing so well with your book, and I'm definitely going to buy a copy. I'm going to put all of her links in the description box below as well. Feel free to check out her book. And let's ask you one last question. So for me, as a non-fiction writer, part of my book had a lot of stories, and so I know a little bit about fiction writing, and I had written half a love story when I was in engineering and all of those things. Yeah, it was very, very cute kind of thing. And then now I know that there's a lot of difference between non-fiction writing and fiction writing, and I know that especially with fiction writing, 24/7 you've got to be thinking about it. You've got to be in that emotional state.
Right.
So what was your creative process like?
Starting out, yes, it's very important to have a creative process, and it's also important to kind of let yourself, be a little free, so you can explore other processes as well, not have like a fixed or rigid process, right? So my idea was, I had the idea of I wanted to write a book that was relatable to people, and I mostly wanted to write about common people, right? And I wanted everybody to see themselves in a book, and not something that was super heroic or something that was super tragic, but something that everybody could relate to on a regular basis, that would comfort them, when they're feeling emotionally low, and also to inspire them, not directly but inherently as they are reading the book. I wanted them to feel inspired. So that was the idea behind this book. But my creative process, I would say, was writing every single day for about a couple of hours at least, and just getting words onto the paper. That's it. That was my process. Yes, and I also took up a couple of creative writing courses to figure out the structure of how to write a story, how to structurize your thoughts in the right format, so that it's more readable, it's more entertaining to the readers, basically. So I would write every single morning for a couple of hours before 12 p.m. Right? I would start at about 8 or 9 in the morning and write for 3 hours till 12, or sometimes I would stretch it to 2 p.m. And so some were good days when words would just flow out of my fingertips onto because I type my story onto the computer. And there were days when I would just stare at my computer for hours together and end up with nothing.
Same here.
Yeah. So I think I went through this writer's block a couple of times, and I just had to push myself through it and carry on and complete the book. Yeah.
If you have one advice to give aspiring writers and authors out there, what would it be?
I would say read a lot of books, read everything that you can get your hands on, good books, bad books, things you love a lot, things you don't like, and every other genre. Don't have a particular, don't just read a particular type of book or a particular type of genre, and don't stick to one author. Read all authors across all genres, across all countries, and figure out what it is that you like and why you like it and what you like. Read books as a so I would say first read books as a reader, but then start reading it as a writer, with a writer's eye, where you're kind of looking at how these other authors are structuring their ideas, their stories, and what was it that struck you the most when it comes to their books? When you realize as a reader what works for you and what doesn't, it'll help you as a writer when you're trying to produce your book. And I would say yes, stay curious and try to get to the bottom of everything, dig deeper. Don't be afraid to, so they say that writing is more like walking into a room and shining a torchlight on everything that's there in the room, right? So don't be afraid to see everything when it comes to your own story and express it.
I think that's awesome. Thank you so much, Shalini, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure and an absolute privilege to meet you.
Likewise.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for such insightful and fun questions. I could dig deeper into my own process while speaking to you.
Yeah, I think oftentimes when we're writing, we don't really think about, okay, how was the creative process? It's only afterwards that if someone asks us, then we're like, oh, yeah, I had writer block, yes. I did struggle with this and stuff like that. So I find it really interesting to understand how others also started writing and how they, and I think for most of them, I think we knew it from a very young age that we were going to publish a book someday, or we were just into writing from a very long time. So I really like that. I really like that you've honed your skills over the years, and today you're a very successful author, so congratulations on that. If my viewers want to find you anywhere, like your Instagram or your book, how do they find you?
So they can find me on my Instagram handle. I'm active on Instagram, and I love to speak to all my readers. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. That's Shalini P. Sawkar, SHALINI PSAWKAR. And if you don't use Instagram, you can DM me on Facebook.
I'm going to put all of the links in the description box below, guys. Don't forget to check it out. Do catch a copy of her book. I'm going to get a copy of her book as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next segment. Bye-bye. Hi, Anagha. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Well, thank you for asking me. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Anagha and I study in AKS school, Debahuti. I'm 13 years old. And I love reading.
Oh, that is awesome. What is it about reading that you like so much?
I just love that you get transported to like a whole new place and you get your own like thinking and you can like relate it with your life, like own life.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy to see so many youngsters actually reading books. So what did you like about 99 Books Cart?
Well, I like that there are like a lot of collections and it's like very organized, and it helped me, like it was easier for me to pick out my favorite books, and I also found many like familiar authors and books that I wanted to read, so that was really great.
That's awesome. And what genre do you like reading usually?
I like murder mystery, crime, thriller, that kind.
Oh, that's awesome. And are you going to come back here again?
Yes, actually it's my second time coming. And if there's another event like this in the future, I'll surely come.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.